radiate, radiate. Maybe some cereal instead. Maybe some cereal instead. Let me give you an example. Let me give you an example. Not all guests responded for the event. Not all guests responded for the event. Are we there every month? Are we there every month? Your son is the art director. Your son is the art director. Must be completed only if an individual is nominated for the promotion. Must be completed only if an individual is nominated for the promotion. Do you know what this is called in English? Do you know what this is called in English? Didn't he cook for 15 days? Didn't he cook for 15 days? I shouldn't be a banker in 2 weeks. I shouldn't be a banker in 2 weeks. Can't they assume? Can't they assume? We're going on vacation to Hawaii next month. We're going on vacation to Hawaii next month. What can I get for you? What can I get for you? I must not forget to water the plants while I am away. I must not forget to water the plants while I am away. We could have it every week. We could have it every week. Can't be the organizer after 2 centuries? Can't be the organizer after 2 centuries? Dash super kids Dennis love donkeys, donkey toys. Dash super kids Dennis love donkeys, donkey toys. We couldn't lobby every year. We couldn't lobby every year. I like to go for a walk in the park on sunny days. I like to go for a walk in the park on sunny days. The cat sleeps in the sun. The cat sleeps in the sun. Despite my better judgment, I accepted the plan. Despite my better judgment, I accepted the plan. I don't care. I don't care. Don't they place? Don't they place? Let me know if you need a break. Let me know if you need a break. It would expand after 2 nights. It would expand after 2 nights. We are contacting you. We are contacting you. They couldn't paint at night. They couldn't paint at night. Will they not be besieging? Will they not be besieging? Were his relatives midwives? Were his relatives midwives? Determined. Determined. Was his nephew a locksmith? Was his nephew a locksmith? I am taking a shower. I am taking a shower. As you remember, the cable company is coming to set up our new internet connection. The cable company is coming to set up our new internet connection. He stood behind her as he spoke. He stood behind her as he spoke. Is your daughter a docker? Is your daughter a docker? If there is no fog, I will go out. If there is no fog, I will go out. You roll. You roll. I've been living here since 2012. I've been living here since 2012. Did I shout at sunrise? Did I shout at sunrise? I am silent. I am silent. Questionnaire. Questionnaire. I'm going to the apartment. I'm going to the apartment. I shouldn't complain. I shouldn't complain. We may not object after 5 months. We may not object after 5 months. They may not be fishermen after a year. They may not be fishermen after a year. Our service is fast and friendly. Our service is fast and friendly. Your neighbor is the trainer. Your neighbor is the trainer. Are your family tailors? Are your family tailors? I'm going to the ski resort. I'm going to the ski resort. Although it is difficult, we must overcome it. Although it is difficult, we must overcome it. Our stepdaughter was a journeyman. Our stepdaughter was a journeyman. Our children were artists. Our children were artists. I'm in the next room. I'm in the next room. Will it extend? Will it extend? They are engineers. They are engineers. You didn't cut 10 years. You didn't cut 10 years. Was her brother a florist? Was her brother a florist? Yellow is my favorite color. Yellow is my favorite color. Did he address the year? Did he address the year? Will the noon challenge? Will the noon challenge? Can he judge often? Can he judge often? Will I fly every week? Will I fly every week? I found out why. I found out why. Can you lift the books off the floor? Can you lift the books off the floor? They shouldn't wake up. They shouldn't wake up. Doctors will operate in the hospital. Doctors will operate in the hospital. To organize. To organize. You insist on a midnight earlier. You insist on a midnight earlier. Doesn't he need to invest after 4 hours? Doesn't he need to invest after 4 hours? Isn't he normally a foreman? Isn't he normally a foreman? He should not be a leading actor after midnight. He should not be a leading actor after midnight. Are they supposed to decline at 1 a.m.? Are they supposed to decline at 1 a.m.? I often did not know. I often did not know. Did you apprentice 4 minutes ago? Did you apprentice 4 minutes ago? There are not many people who can play the piano well. There are not many people who can play the piano well. Rude. Rude. She has been doing yoga for years. She has been doing yoga for years. Surveys. Surveys. Was your half-brother a mechanic? Was your half-brother a mechanic? Who are you looking for? Who are you looking for? They fished in the lake all day. They fished in the lake all day. I am in pain. I am in pain. Did you go on the night? Did you go on the night? Will you come in at night? Will you come in at night? Did it wait 10 years? Did it wait 10 years? Constant. Constant. Must approve. Must approve. This dress is affordable. This dress is affordable. I put my shopping in the cart and then walked around the store. I put my shopping in the cart and then walked around the store. May I have your customs declaration form, please? May I have your customs declaration form, please? What do you think about removing carbon in car technologies? What do you think about removing carbon in car technologies? Would the noon make noise? Would the noon make noise? The musicians will record their new album in the studio. The musicians will record their new album in the studio. Teachers will evaluate homework all weekend. Teachers will evaluate homework all weekend. I am very confident in myself. I am very confident in myself. Are there children managers? Are there children managers? You have no money. You have no money. Doesn't it go forward? Doesn't it go forward? Do we have to walk later? Do we have to walk later? Should I not review? Should I not review? Her husband was a urologist. Her husband was a urologist. Sort out. Sort out. Sometimes it shouldn't. Sometimes it shouldn't. I can't believe it's already Wednesday. I can't believe it's already Wednesday. My grandchildren weather presenter. My grandchildren weather presenter. Could there be other options? Could there be other options? My mother will come to us. My mother will come to us. Be sure to turn off the lights before you leave. Be sure to turn off the lights before you leave. I'm not sure what I want to do with my life. I'm not sure what I want to do with my life. Shouldn't it have taken over last year? Shouldn't it have taken over last year? I will carry the food to the car. I will carry the food to the car. Is your grandfather a naturalist? Is your grandfather a naturalist? We also need to consider the budget for this trip. We also need to consider the budget for this trip. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. He seldom rode. He seldom rode. The art collection in the museum was impressive. The art collection in the museum was impressive. Will not be selected every week. Will not be selected every week. We had already arranged our flight before we found out about the hurricane. We had already arranged our flight before we found out about the hurricane. What do you think about our company? What do you think about our company? He's just a forester. He's just a forester. Can I be a geographer every week? Can I be a geographer every week? The black cat crossed the street in front of me. The black cat crossed the street in front of me. I'm not damaged, I'm just curious. I'm not damaged, I'm just curious. You have no money. You have no money. Can you give an example of how to use this software? Can you give an example of how to use this software? The fryer is perfect for making French fries. The fryer is perfect for making French fries. I love watching movies. I love watching movies. Rarely do we pass. Rarely do we pass. Should not eat. Should not eat. I'm sorry, I have to leave. I'm sorry, I have to leave. We may not object after 5 months. We may not object after 5 months. They return 2 weeks later. They return 2 weeks later. Should it wash? Should it wash? One, his eyes are brown. One, his eyes are brown. May never get it. May never get it. Do we climb? Do we climb? Have you ever been scuba diving? Have you ever been scuba diving? You are not behaving. You are not behaving. What does this word mean? What does this word mean? Continuously. Continuously. Didn't it have an effect the night before? Didn't it have an effect the night before? Did he like it occasionally? Did he like it occasionally? Can we behave? Can we behave? They went to rest. They went to rest. I must not forget to buy milk on the way home. I must not forget to buy milk on the way home. He plays football. He plays football. Don't you have to grow every month? Don't you have to grow every month? Can't we prove it at sunrise? Can't we prove it at sunrise? Consistency. Consistency. Returns at noon. Returns at noon. I think we should address this issue and have a meeting with the Ankara team for other tickets. I think we should address this issue and have a meeting with the Ankara team for other tickets. He is the waiter. He is the waiter. I'm going to the library to get some books for my research. I'm going to the library to get some books for my research. What day is it today? What day is it today? Also, I think we should consider another option. Also, I think we should consider another option. Not removed every week. Not removed every week. I'm going for a walk. I'm going for a walk. Our neighbor was the guard. Our neighbor was the guard. Didn't he specify then? Didn't he specify then? Don't I care? Don't I care? I hope you are well. I hope you are well. Shouldn't he give his name after 1 month? Shouldn't he give his name after 1 month? Were his brothers pipe layers? Were his brothers pipe layers? Can they understand? Can they understand? Is your neighbor a cameraman? Is your neighbor a cameraman? Is my husband a cook? Is my husband a cook? Can't you normally specify? Can't you normally specify? We offer a loyalty program for our regular customers. We offer a loyalty program for our regular customers. I am going. I am going. Were your parents detectives? Were your parents detectives? John always picks up and completes the hardest and most complex jobs. John always picks up and completes the hardest and most complex jobs. The drug has been found to have serious side effects. The drug has been found to have serious side effects. May not be a weekly investor. May not be a weekly investor. Won't I yell in 2 weeks? Won't I yell in 2 weeks? Was my daughter a factory worker? Was my daughter a factory worker? Should not say next year. Should not say next year. Can mow after a year. Can mow after a year. Is her mother a manicurist? Is her mother a manicurist? Then I may not be organized. Then I may not be organized. Where are you from today? Where are you from today? Our grandfather is a consultant. Our grandfather is a consultant. They should remember. They should remember. Do I accept your offer? Do I accept your offer? Do you have a sister? Do you have a sister? The bells at the door jingled, announcing the arrival of the delivery man. The bells at the door jingled, announcing the arrival of the delivery man. The dumpster was full of trash and was starting to attract flies. The dumpster was full of trash and was starting to attract flies. Have you been brewing before? Have you been brewing before? Broken. Broken. We can cry. We can cry. Can't they be bounty hunters every year? Can't they be bounty hunters every year? They are assumed every month. They are assumed every month. What I did. What I did. Should you drink often? Should you drink often? They do grocery shopping every week. They do grocery shopping every week. His grandson was a diver. His grandson was a diver. You remember 2 weeks. You remember 2 weeks. The law is clear. The law is clear. Wouldn't you design? Wouldn't you design? It is then ironic. It is then ironic. Also, I would like to remind everyone to focus. Also, I would like to remind everyone to focus. I will try to join the August sun with the atmosphere. I will try to join the August sun with the atmosphere. Do you want to travel? Do you want to travel? I walk at 1 a.m. later at midnight. I walk at 1 a.m. later at midnight. It is not produced at home. It is not produced at home. The company is looking for a new sales manager. The company is looking for a new sales manager. My wife is a real estate agent. My wife is a real estate agent. I can go home. I can go home. Is her brother a harvester? Is her brother a harvester? She was trying on different outfits for a job interview. She was trying on different outfits for a job interview. Can he become a player after 5 days? Can he become a player after 5 days? He was a hunter at noon. He was a hunter at noon. Don't they force? Don't they force? You should not take someone else's property without permission. You should not take someone else's property without permission. Can you please come to your appointment on time? Can you please come to your appointment on time? Can it promote at dusk? Can it promote at dusk? Doesn't it block after 5 seconds? Doesn't it block after 5 seconds? Won't you ignore it every year? Won't you ignore it every year? Would they not extend? Would they not extend? The company is looking for a new financial manager. The company is looking for a new financial manager. Sorry, all our rooms face the parking lot. Sorry, all our rooms face the parking lot. We have to stick to the budget for this project. We have to stick to the budget for this project. We didn't get a kick soon. We didn't get a kick soon. Can you tell us about the career services of the university? Can you tell us about the career services of the university? Convert. Convert. What are you doing here? I want to see you. What are you doing here? I want to see you. Can it burn? Can it burn? The actors will shoot the movie on location next month. The actors will shoot the movie on location next month. I'm not sure I understand what you're asking. I'm not sure I understand what you're asking. They play basketball on the weekends. They play basketball on the weekends. It will make cream after 1 second. It will make cream after 1 second. Can't it stop? Can't it stop? Are you at home today? Are you at home today? They were magicians. They were magicians. Can she be a waitress now? Can she be a waitress now? Can't we pass in 2 hours? Can't we pass in 2 hours? I'm going to the grocery store to buy beans. I'm going to the grocery store to buy beans. The food of the restaurant we went to last night was very good. The food of the restaurant we went to last night was very good. Obligation. Obligation. He doesn't have much time. He doesn't have much time. Be aware. Be aware. I'll give you a list of words to review for your next lesson. I'll give you a list of words to review for your next lesson. Until the very end, we are dedicated to completing the project. Until the very end, we are dedicated to completing the project. He studied for his exam. He studied for his exam. Good morning, how are you today? Good morning, how are you today? I am aware that I need to improve my English. I am aware that I need to improve my English. Do I know you? Do I know you? Pull together and we will succeed. Pull together and we will succeed. It is the official language of the United Kingdom, United States, Canada, Australia and New Zealand. It is the official language of the United Kingdom, United States, Canada, Australia and New Zealand. Should not recognize. Should not recognize. I don't want to lose my love for the lost. I don't want to lose my love for the lost. We don't show. We don't show. I'm waiting weekly. I'm waiting weekly. Was his brother a manufacturer? Was his brother a manufacturer? Broken. Broken. Shouldn't you remove it after 2 nights? Shouldn't you remove it after 2 nights? Can't I save? Can't I save? Talk to a partner. When do you usually do it? Talk to a partner. When do you usually do it? Was their grandmother a beautician? Was their grandmother a beautician? You tricked me. You tricked me. There is a sudden stone hit. There is a sudden stone hit. Did he say anything to you? Did he say anything to you? We'll be sitting at this table for 2 hours when we finish our meal. We'll be sitting at this table for 2 hours when we finish our meal. It didn't work last year. It didn't work last year. Can you take care of it now? Can you take care of it now? One, his eyes are brown. One, his eyes are brown. I have an advice for you. I have an advice for you. Don't you know at noon? Don't you know at noon? Did we like this song? Did we like this song? He closed his eyes and took a deep breath. He closed his eyes and took a deep breath. I need to buy some textbooks. Where can I find the campus bookstore? I need to buy some textbooks. Where can I find the campus bookstore? Will there be 2 afternoon programmers? Will there be 2 afternoon programmers? Should he be a geologist? Should he be a geologist? According to statistics, crime rates have decreased. According to statistics, crime rates have decreased. That linguist 4 centuries later. That linguist 4 centuries later. Cannot be selected now. Cannot be selected now. Buyer. Buyer. I'm in the room with 3 showers. I'm in the room with 3 showers. Will we care? Will we care? Couldn't they decide 1 hour ago? Couldn't they decide 1 hour ago? To reach an agreement, both parties have to make concessions. To reach an agreement, both parties have to make concessions. Didn't you just declare war? Didn't you just declare war? I can start earlier. I can start earlier. May not be able to do normal tailoring. May not be able to do normal tailoring. My attitude in trying to connect the atmosphere to the August sun is a shyness. My attitude in trying to connect the atmosphere to the August sun is a shyness. Can't they surround? Can't they surround? Monthly technician required. Monthly technician required. Can I train 5 weeks ago? Can I train 5 weeks ago? Don't you clean often? Don't you clean often? Aren't we going to sing in 2 days? Aren't we going to sing in 2 days? Are you trying to say what your criteria are? Are you trying to say what your criteria are? He was playing the guitar when his strings broke. He was playing the guitar when his strings broke. I'm going to school for my brother's books. I'm going to school for my brother's books. Could you please help me with this math problem? Could you please help me with this math problem? Starve to death. Starve to death. I'm not angry with you. I'm not angry with you. In 3 minutes, the foreman may not be. In 3 minutes, the foreman may not be. Can he always be a sportscaster? Can he always be a sportscaster? He was reading a book when his phone rang. He was reading a book when his phone rang. I spoke to my best friend on the phone. I spoke to my best friend on the phone. 5 years ago he could have suspected. 5 years ago he could have suspected. We will not analyze every year. We will not analyze every year. Your grandson was a harvester. Your grandson was a harvester. A driver was sleeping in the car. A driver was sleeping in the car. You are actually the same person as where you requested the meeting. You are actually the same person as where you requested the meeting. Could you repeat that? I didn't quite understand what you were saying. Could you repeat that? I didn't quite understand what you were saying. Whose medal is this? Whose medal is this? I'm between Isabel and Oscar. I'm between Isabel and Oscar. I thought you could help me. I thought you could help me. They've been best friends since kindergarten and still talk regularly as adults. They've been best friends since kindergarten and still talk regularly as adults. Normally there is. Normally there is. I was surprised to find such a large spider in my drawer. I was surprised to find such a large spider in my drawer. Shouldn't go to war. Shouldn't go to war. What is the purpose of your trip? What is the purpose of your trip? They were supporting 1 a.m. the previous morning. They were supporting 1 a.m. the previous morning. I can't destroy. I can't destroy. Was his uncle a controller? Was his uncle a controller? He had already decided to study abroad before applying to university. He had already decided to study abroad before applying to university. Did you say noon? Did you say noon? Do you have a limit each week? Do you have a limit each week? I can be a journalist every month. I can be a journalist every month. We'll clean. We'll clean. This makes sense, but I'm still not sure I understand. This makes sense, but I'm still not sure I understand. Am I healed? Am I healed? Themselves. Themselves. He lived in the city for years before moving to the countryside. He lived in the city for years before moving to the countryside. Are there children managers? Are there children managers? I have a long queue. I have a long queue. Couldn't we connect at 5 o'clock the night before? Couldn't we connect at 5 o'clock the night before? When will we go? When will we go? Is my grandfather a guard? Is my grandfather a guard? I should not create. I should not create. Do you have to apply? Do you have to apply? Your grandson is a lawyer. Your grandson is a lawyer. What's in your hand? What's in your hand? You should get some rest. You should get some rest. Shall we include it soon? Shall we include it soon? I was kidnapped. I was kidnapped. The concert will start tonight at 20:00. The concert will start tonight at 20:00. He was defending. He was defending. Makes itself. Makes itself. Shall we say noon? Shall we say noon? Can it burn? Can it burn? Aren't you surrounded every day? Aren't you surrounded every day? Should it be suitable for every week? Should it be suitable for every week? I listen to all the topics because I want to understand them all. I listen to all the topics because I want to understand them all. I can't exercise. I can't exercise. Let me know if you want to come. Let me know if you want to come. She always wears a red dress on special occasions. She always wears a red dress on special occasions. Shouldn't he care? Shouldn't he care? Will he be a beekeeper in 3 seconds? Will he be a beekeeper in 3 seconds? Advocacy. Advocacy. Politics is a popular way to gain power. Politics is a popular way to gain power. Is our sister an accountant? Is our sister an accountant? We pride ourselves on being a local business. We pride ourselves on being a local business. Will they be alchemists sometimes? Will they be alchemists sometimes? What month is after June? What month is after June? Must go. Must go. Can defend. Can defend. He could not always come back. He could not always come back. Will not suppress. Will not suppress. We'd be magicians in 4 seconds. We'd be magicians in 4 seconds. Generous. Generous. I'm dyeing socks. I'm dyeing socks. I'm going to the shop to buy some cake. I'm going to the shop to buy some cake. Should we invest in new equipment to increase efficiency? Should we invest in new equipment to increase efficiency? His grandmother was an environmentalist. His grandmother was an environmentalist. Can't she do groceries every 2 weeks? Can't she do groceries every 2 weeks? After 5 nights we would calculate. After 5 nights we would calculate. Sometimes he was a pharmacist. Sometimes he was a pharmacist. Will not wage war every year. will not wage war every year. While it can be time-consuming, it is important to do it the right way. While it can be time-consuming, it is important to do it the right way. After 5 months, he can become a driver. After 5 months, he can become a driver. What are your plans for today? What are your plans for today? Should you try? Should you try? Then we are not stewardess. Then we are not stewardess. Haven't they rested? Haven't they rested? It was not me. It was not me. Can't you be a physicist in 2 days? Can't you be a physicist in 2 days? You often vote. You often vote. 3 Yes, there is Wi-Fi in our hotel. 3 Yes, there is Wi-Fi in our hotel. A lot. A lot. Could it be a window cleaner at sunset? Could it be a window cleaner at sunset? Would it include? Would it include? Can't we add it after 4 months? Can't we add it after 4 months? Also, can you remind me to pick up my dry cleaner later? Also, can you remind me to pick up my dry cleaner later? We couldn't leave. We couldn't leave. Do you have to love every day? Do you have to love every day? Was his half-brother a plumber? Was his half-brother a plumber? Can I turn it off often? Can I turn it off often? He can paint at noon. He can paint at noon. Friend stewardess. Friend stewardess. Can you occupy weekly? Can you occupy weekly? Could he be a scientist then? Could he be a scientist then? Still, there are some areas where we can improve. Still, there are some areas where we can improve. I believe it is necessary to be able to communicate in English. I believe it is necessary to be able to communicate in English. I have to start my own business. I have to start my own business. You will need to pay your bills. You will need to pay your bills. His half-brother was a scavenger. His half-brother was a scavenger. Don't we get involved in 4 years? Don't we get involved in 4 years? Do we have to write a diary? Do we have to write a diary? I definitely danced at my wedding. I definitely danced at my wedding. Was your stepmother a dentist? Was your stepmother a dentist? Did he mention last year? Did he mention last year? Can I buy you something? Can I buy you something? You can kiss later. You can kiss later. Who do you love most in your family? Who do you love most in your family? Is her stepdad a taxi driver? Is her stepdad a taxi driver? I thought for a long time but couldn't find a good solution. I thought for a long time but couldn't find a good solution. Should we start the meeting now or wait for a few more people to arrive? Should we start the meeting now or wait for a few more people to arrive? They did not notice at 4 p.m. the previous evening. They did not notice at 4 p.m. the previous evening. I saw a man. I saw a man. Shouldn't I be a sports reporter then? Shouldn't I be a sports reporter then? Let me work on it. Let me work on it. Social. Social. Wasn't that the experience 2 months ago? Wasn't that the experience 2 months ago? What? I cannot hear you. What? I cannot hear you. The doctor gave medicine to relieve the patient's pain. The doctor gave medicine to relieve the patient's pain. Couldn't find information on the subject. Couldn't find information on the subject. I have to send. I have to send. My stepson is a scavenger. My stepson is a scavenger. When I miss the bus, I let my sister know and my sister drops me off at school. When I miss the bus, I let my sister know and my sister drops me off at school. Was his stepfather a logger? Was his stepfather a logger? International cooperation is essential to tackling global challenges. International cooperation is essential to tackling global challenges. We can throw. We can throw. Her stepdaughters were workers. Her stepdaughters were workers. I'll take an X-ray. I'll take an X-ray. What should I do? What should I do? His neighbor is the bartender. His neighbor is the bartender. If it's not scary, I'll go out. If it's not scary, I'll go out. 4. We didn't know which user was coming. We didn't know which user was coming. We may not change weekly. We may not change weekly. Don't I jockey for 2 weeks? Don't I jockey for 2 weeks? Except that one. Except that one. He was the stepdaughter's race car driver. He was the stepdaughter's race car driver. Do you want to play football? Do you want to play football? Do they untie at sunset? Do they untie at sunset? Offer. Offer. The movie was full of action and suspense. The movie was full of action and suspense. I'm in the room with the sink. I'm in the room with the sink. I'm going to the tennis courts. I'm going to the tennis courts. I nanny next year. I nanny next year. We were decorating the house for the holidays. We were decorating the house for the holidays. You kissed 4 years ago. You kissed 4 years ago. I can always explore. I can always explore. Do you want to go shopping? Do you want to go shopping? I don't destroy every day. I don't destroy every day. Don't they lose after 4 minutes? Don't they lose after 4 minutes? He was the brother's songwriter. He was the brother's songwriter. I've finished my homework. I've finished my homework. This is a serious issue that needs to be addressed immediately. This is a serious issue that needs to be addressed immediately. When is the bar open? When is the bar open? We are having lunch at noon. We are having lunch at noon. Well noted. Well noted. They loved watching comedy. They loved watching comedy. Were his grandchildren mechanics? Were his grandchildren mechanics? I'm having a great time with my friends and family. I'm having a great time with my friends and family. His wife was a mechanic. His wife was a mechanic. Can it expand after a day? Can it expand after a day? Aren't they painters later on? Aren't they painters later on? You may not support. You may not support. They finished 5 hours ago. They finished 5 hours ago. Read your food profile survey. Read your food profile survey. We may not be able to make beer occasionally. We may not be able to make beer occasionally. Rarely should be an anthropologist. Rarely should be an anthropologist. They would not meet at sunrise. They would not meet at sunrise. Weren't they often surgeons? Weren't they often surgeons? Was your stepfather an undertaker? Was your stepfather an undertaker? I drink water when I'm thirsty. I drink water when I'm thirsty. Shouldn't you clown later at 2 a.m.? Shouldn't you clown later at 2 a.m.? I'm going to the post office. I'm going to the post office. Are you a blacksmith at sunset? Are you a blacksmith at sunset? She will take a yoga class. She will take a yoga class. Don't they listen? Don't they listen? The Tommy family is one of the wealthiest families in Argentina. The Tommy family is one of the wealthiest families in Argentina. It won't stop every day. It won't stop every day. They won't start work until they have a plan. They won't start work until they have a plan. They gratefully accepted the gift. They gratefully accepted the gift. Should not see. Should not see. From where? From where? He was enjoying his coffee on the balcony. He was enjoying his coffee on the balcony. He studied abroad in Spain. He studied abroad in Spain. Is his stepbrother a mediator? Is his stepbrother a mediator? Should it be the announcer? Should it be the announcer? She won't put on the dress until you iron it. She won't put on the dress until you iron it. Should not imply. Should not imply. My secretary at dusk. My secretary at dusk. He wouldn't be a consultant next year. He wouldn't be a consultant next year. Which is your favorite river? Which is your favorite river? Shave. Shave. Today I went looking for a new pair of shoes. Today I went looking for a new pair of shoes. Is your stepson a contractor? Is your stepson a contractor? I need to deposit some money. I need to deposit some money. Can you play occasionally? Can you play occasionally? Can't they always market? Can't they always market? All the guests have arrived. All the guests have arrived. Can they upload it? Can they upload it? They won't be out soon. They won't be out soon. Can I apply every week? Can I apply every week?